Module 2. So, i-discuss ko lang konti yung Module 2. So, we still have 2 more minutes before I start. So, not all of the Module 2, not all of the slides in Module 2 will be tackled today. Ang ano lang, yung kailangan lang for the activity. So, mahulog siya na magiging asynchronous yung ating class for today after I finish discussing to you the needed slides for the exercise. Sige. So, do you have questions?
Doc Jo?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
If ever you are done with your presentation, pwede lang man mag-remain lang mi dito po. If ever we decided po.
Yeah, you can discuss among yourselves, or we can actually set a time to reconvene. I'll give you 2 hours siguro for that, and then after 2 hours, we'll just have some plenary session just to see if everybody is doing fine, evaluate if there are areas where you can still improve on your work, and then pagka meron tayong makitaan na mga ganon, then suggestion lang yun, and then for next meeting you will be presenting the final output. So oo, yung mga suggestion na yun, you can input those suggestions, you can correct your work, so that by next Saturday, which is face-to-face tayo, so you can present a better output. Okay?
Clear po, Doc.
Yeah. Sige. I guess nobody is coming. Who else? Sir Noel na lang yata ang kulang, no?
Wala man siya ni-respond, sir.
Sige. Huwag pa siguro to Sir Noel.
Na-busy kayang career, uy. Nag-mention na to siya daan, sir, nga murag April, pag daw kuno siya ma-free.
Ay, kuan na, late na kaayo. 2 more
pero
months.
mag-attend ra siya, sir, mag-attend. Ang point niya is kanang focus gidaw. Kay grabe gidaw niya ka-busy gikan Jan until March. Mo iya ang kuan.
RD man si Sir Noel, no? RD?
Regional Director man. Opo, Doc.
DNR?
DOST po.
DOST. Sa Butuan?
Sa Butuan, Doc.
Ayan. I remember
naningkamot gid baya ni siya, sir. Naningkamot gid kayo siya, pero di
lagi tinuod na.
Daw,
Sa tinuod lang, before him enrolling in the course, niadto na siya sa school, and then inquired kung unsaon. And then we proposed na if you are a batch from Butuan, we can have a parang consortium. But definitely, and it seems na wala to na dayon. Ang consortium ang good is like a special batch for them to
sayang, no?
To finish the degree. Pero mahirap kasi kung 2, 3 lang sila, masu-short. Or siguro at least mga nasa 8 or 10, no? Or isa ka klase.
Siguro sir, wala mang good na market. But if ma-market siya nga nga mga programs, siguro ang interested kay daghan pud good MPMRD, sir, nga naa sa Caraga. If ever Butuan, nga na ba.
Pwede siguro nato na siya no? Sige, I'll open that one up. During that time, if you can remember, during the administration of Sir Retigia, wala naman yata mo, no? First, wala ninyo siya na-upcome. Dean siya that time. It's very aggressive ang marketing. So, daghan kay mga enrollees. Kanilaging DRA lagi ni, abot lagi ni 20 kapin. Tingala gani ko nga, uy, ang DRA is 20 plus. Na usually, mga 7 or mga 5 lang ni sila, less than 5. When we had our compre, murag pila lang mi. 5 siguro mi, or 4 lang mi. So the rest nag-shift sa DevAd or nag-OS. pag-abot na ko sa mental, oy, daghan nag-DRA, oy. Which is actually, okay naman pod. Wapo mo pod siya. It means na the demand for the course is right there. And what we call this one, appreciation of the course is in the market appreciation is right.
Yeah.
Sige. Sige, let me discuss the module 2. For module 2, we ended our discussion last Saturday with this slide where we try to study and understand the different structures of time series. So there were 5 characterization of a time series data. You have the trend, seasonal, cyclical, irregular, and random. So we're done with this. To continue, the next slide will give us some examples of forecasting. The easiest way of doing forecast is, aside from the qualitative that we had previously discussed, there was this naive forecasting. So sa naive forecasting, you don't actually need sophisticated statistical procedures to do the forecast. So it depends on the previous period's actual value. So this actual value does not necessarily mean the actual value itself, but considering also the trend, no, and the cycle. So if you're going to look at the table, we have 3 cases here, case A, B, and C. For the time period, we have quarterly. That's our data series. For year 1, you have 4 quarters, and then expected forecast here is year 2, the first quarter of year 2, so Q1. Okay, so this is how the situation is, no? So ang given daw dito, or the given here, is yung year 1, the full 4 quarters of year 1, and then what's missing here is yung year 2. So, but for instruction purposes, it's already given, or it's already shown the forecast for the quarter 1 of year 2. So there's no forecast of quarter 2, 3, and 4 for year 2 yet. So ang na-forecast lang dito is yung Q1. Okay? Now, based on the definition of naive forecasting, it is equal to the previous period's actual value. So yung period na yan, not necessarily all Q4. So that is why in case A, it is Q4. In case B, it's not Q4. And in case C, it's not Q4. So that's not actually what is meant by previous period's actual value. Hindi lang yung Q4 na yan. Okay, study your case. Case A is very simple because it has consistent 100 units of that particular statistic, no, from Q1 to Q4. So the forecasted value there will just continue 100. For case B, it's different. Sige, anybody can tell me where did we get the forecast for year 2 in case B?
I will try, Doc.
Sige, is this Jonathan?
Dexter po.
Dexter, sige, Dex.
I think, Doc, para siyang V-shape. Kasi from quarter 1 to quarter 3 in the first year, increasing. Then after that, inverted V-shape siya. Pwede po siya maingon og parabolic siya in nature. If I will be focusing on the case B itself sa column up to year 2, quarter 1.
Okay. So, based on the structure of the time series, what can you say about this case B?
The structure,
Yeah. Go back to the slide, the previous slide, di ba? We have 5 structures of time series. Yeah, if it is inverted V, meaning to say,
naungot na ko, Doc.
anyone? Any idea? Gusto ba kayo ang iro ko rin? Sensya na mo, ha?
Isn't it, sir, nga, parang it increases at the, and then suddenly it drops at the same rate?
Mm-hmm. That's that seems the structure, but yeah, that's true. That's the what do you call this one? The behavior of your time series. So therefore, for the structure, you call that one as. If you're going to graph this one, how will it look like? Nanda-describe yata ni Sir Dexter gani ha? No? It's like a V.
V,
So,
inverted.
pagka mag-graph kayo niyan, ang itsura niyan would be, let me see how to graph that. So, musaka siya, and then maubos siya.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're going to continue that one, saka na pod, then maubos na pod. So, what can you say about this data?
It's not a trend. Parang,
Is it a trend, Doc?
Mm-hmm. Let us try to hear si Sir Jonathan daw. Sir Jonathan, are you around?
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, please go ahead. What's your idea?
For me, Doc, increasing then decreasing pattern. Yan lang yung ma-comment ko sa data, Doc.
Okay. There are claims that there's already a trend here. Okay, it's more like C, which is the cyclical or the seasonal.
Cycle, yeah.
Cycle yan siya. Kasi up, down, up, down. So it's cycle. The trend is right here. Your case C. Okay, cyclical or slash, we have it as seasonal data. Right? Tama ba?
Doc, correct lang, ay, clarification lang po.
Yeah.
Kung trend, it's either kung ang trend, pababa siya ang nature sa kanyang graph or structure, or papaakyat. While in the cyclical, para kahit na as we go through with the future data, parang cyclical siya in the sense that parang parang waving.
Yeah. Tapos nag-repeat siya from the peak and the throw.
Okay.
No? Nag-throw ka kasi ng 80 doon sa Q1 mo. No? Actually, itong 80 na ito, galing yan doon sa Q1. So, every Q1 of the year is actually 80.
okay.
Pa niya? Doon nang galing yung 80 na yan. So, yung kanyang sinasabi na previous period's actual value is actually yung period na Q1, not the Q4. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na itong forecast niya is not coming from Q4. Ito galing sa Q4. Okay? So it's coming from the previous period na Q1. Q1 and Q1. Q1 of year 1, Q1 of year 2. Meaning to say, there is a seasonal component of the data. There's a seasonal component for the data. So why is it seasonal? Kasi siya quarterly, di ba? So the movement of up and down is within the year. So seasonal siya. So pero pagka kuan yan siya, yearly or annual yung data natin, so the movement beyond extends beyond 1 year. So magiging cyclical siya. So specifically and technically, based on our discussion last time, if it is within the year, it's going to be S instead of C. Yeah, seasonal. Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Doc.
Sige.
Yes,
So, yeah. Kuan lang siya. Ito yung naive forecasting. So, kumbaga, ginagamitan mo lang siya ng MM. Mata-mata. MM. Naive forecasting ang tawag natin dyan. But that mata-mata is basically may basis siya, di ba? So, kumbaga, it's not purely mata-mata, but instead, there's also logic behind it. There's some sort of scientific way of also doing it. Hindi lang siya bara-bara. MM at saka BB, bara-bara. Sa case C, yan yung kanina dinidiscuss nating trend. Kasi pagka ginrap mo yan, that is actually increasing. And the increase is by 10, right? So Q1, 70, Q2, 80, the increment is 10. So pagka ginrap mo yan, that is going to give you an upward trend. That is very clear, right?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So that's why yung ano mo, yung what we call this one, yung forecast mo for year 2 is 110. And this 110 will be coming from the increment. Parang kumbaga nagtitake tayo ng IQ test, di ba? Doon sa IQ test, sinasabi doon, 2 times 4, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32. So parang ganun. Okay? So diba? 5, 10, 15. Okay, ganun lang yung trend. Do you have questions on this? Yeah.
Sige,
Sige,
parang ano lang, sir,
clarification.
i-relate lang na po siya sa like sa data nga gina-generate na mo sa
Yeah.
environment ng mga researches.
Mhm.
We talk about kining mga seasons of time. Ano anang when is pinakataas nga rainfall. So we parang na yung mga forecasting para in preparation of kanang mga planting season.
Yeah.
Pinpoint na niya through itong mga trends kung what month in particular or quarter set ang planting season for greening. Murag nga ako ang kuan. Ang mahimong gitan-aw lang nako ang mahimong application for naive forecasting.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Sometimes ito rin yung basihan ng mga experts' opinion, di ba? So nakikita nila na during quarter 1, mababa siya. So pagka case B yan, ang kanyang data structure, so yung quarter 1 ng next year, babaan yun. So tataas yan siya during the third quarter at saka second quarter. Pagpasok ng fourth quarter, babagsak na naman siya. So production should be schedules will have to adjust, cut back on production or save on resources. So ganun siya. For case C, this is trend. If I'm just going to add on to what I think Joanne is saying, yung trend ninyo is very micro perspective siya, no? Within the year, you are looking at seasons na kung saan pwede natin i-increase yung value. After that season, babagsak naman tayo. And if that is within the year, that is still case B. No? For case C, talagang continuous ang akyat nito. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, tumataas yan siya. So walang bagsak yan. So that's the trend. Kung may bagsak man siya, meron lang siguro mga supply shocks like yung irregular data structure. Yung mga as a, this one. Yung mga ganyan. That can also be negative. Will have a negative impact, no? So yung yung cyclical mo will really will look like this, but your trend will really have a continually increasing values of your data over time. So that is your case C, no? For seasonal for seasonal, there are planting seasons right here. That's the greening program. Right there. And then also right here. Pero in some of the months, bumabagsak yan. So that is seasonal. So micro perspective siya. So if you're going to apply trend in a seasonal data, micro yung tingin mo. So kumbaga, you're looking at this certain period from January to April, where increasing yan. Or from May to October, you're looking at trend. So makikita mo dyan, may trend yan na pataas. October to December, may trend siyang pababa. But instead of technically calling it as a trend, the term there is seasonality. Because your trend is really goes beyond 1 year. Okay? Are we okay with this?
Yes, sir.
So madali lang. Pagka ganito yung data natin, we don't have to to make and employ a sophisticated statistical forecasting procedure. Gamitan lang natin siya ng common sense. Common sense lang yan siya. Okay? Do you have any clarifications for this? Okay. And then there's this another, we go a little bit technical, the averaging technique. Maraming ways of doing forecast using the averaging technique. So we do averaging to Ma'am Joy. Can you mute for a while? Yan. Are we okay?
Yes, Doc.
Yeah. Sige. So for the averaging technique, if you can observe, there are two types of graphs here, the blue one and the black one. So yung blue one ang ating forecast. The black is our actual data. Now look at the average data set. The forecast data set. It is very smooth. It's not all irregular, erratic in behavior. If you do the averaging, kinukuha niya lang kasi yung nasa gitna no? And then iaano niya lang yan, ipa-plot niya lang yan against the actual data, and it is smoother than the actual data. When it is smooth, that means your data set behaves better than an erratic data set. Behaves properly. So you want that one for your data to be forecasted. We don't want an erratic data to be forecasted. So for the forecast, it must get rid of what we call as yung noise. Katulad nung maingay na aso kanina. We must get rid of that noise. So ang mga noise na ito yung mga tinatawag nating erratic movements ng data mo, or irregular movements ng data mo. So to get rid of that, we do averaging. Okay? So kaya makita mo yan siya, and that forecast will give you a better performance. Okay? So performance will be assessed in terms of the error, as we have discussed last week. No? So we look at the error. If it has a small error, it has a better forecast. So pagka mataas yung error, we don't like that. Okay? So that's the idea of the averaging technique. Smoothens the fluctuations of the time series. Yeah. Avoid responding to minor variations. Di masyado siyang nagre-react. Okay? So kasi yung idea nito is to be safe, on the safe side. So ayaw nating mag-take ng risky na side. The averaging technique will always be on the safe side. Less risk. So meaning to say, if you're going to do the forecast, it is always better to be within the center instead of taking the highest or the lowest limit. No? Diba meron tayo dyan na mga upper limit at saka lower limit when you do the forecast later on. Even in the Excel, if you have done forecasting in Excel, meron yung upper limit at saka meron yung lower limit. Sometimes they call that an upper bound and lower bound at 95% confidence interval. So you don't like to believe in the upper bound or the lower bound if you are risk averse. If you are a risk taker, you would take those extreme values of upper and the lower bound because those values will give you more rewards, di ba? The greater the risk, the greater will be your reward. But if you are a risk-averse person, you avoid risk, you will take the center value. Are we clear with this? Or do you have clarifications on this? So there is this moving average already. So meron, if you can notice or if you can observe, there are two period moving average, 3 MA. We call that one as the 3 period moving average, or 4 MA or 5 MA, depending. So walang 1 MA. Okay? Kasi ano yung average mo kung 1, di ba? So moving average means the average of at least 2 values. Okay? So there's no sense naman pagka na, anong average ng 2? Automatic, that's 2. So walang 1 MA. So you have 2 MA, like January and February, or quarter 1 and quarter 2. Okay? 3 MA, you have January, February, March, 3 period moving average. Okay? So what's the formula of this moving average? Moving average sub n, the n is the number of periods. And yung sinasabi natin MA sub 3, MA sub 2, MA sub 4, and so on and so forth. Okay? So the average of data points na kinukuha natin. Pag sinabi natin MA3, so you have actually 3 values there to be average. So that would be P minus N, that would be 3. What is that? That's the latest period minus your N. And then you have the T minus 2, and then you have T minus 1. T minus 3, T minus 2, and then T minus 1. Okay, so yan yung MA3 mo. MA3 is your actual value, T minus 3 plus actual value of T minus 2, and the one last one is actual value of T minus 1. So, question. Among the AT minus N up to AT minus 1, which of this, though it won't matter anyway, which is the latest value? If it is MA3, you have this A, T minus 3 up to this one. Ano ang latest dyan? Itong 80 minus 3 or 80 minus 1?
-3 daw.
Ang latest? So kung 80 minus 3, that would be 3 periods away, right? That would be 3 periods away. The 80 minus 2 is 2 periods away. And the T minus 1 is the actually previous period. Previous period. So say for example, if Q1 is 4, then that's 3, and then you also have 5 here. Though it won't matter kasi distributive property nga si mathematics ba yan? This, pagka nag-ano tayo, forecast tayo nito, this is your T minus 1. And then this is your T minus 2. And then this one is your T minus 3. So ang latest mo dyan ngayon would be the 5. So ang mauuna dun ngayon would be your 4 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 12 divided by 3, which is 4. So therefore, your forecast here is 4. So ganun lang siya. Right? Questions on this? This is your forecast. Though may example naman yata, previous slide. Previous succeeding slides. Let me see. Walang example dito. So yan yung example natin. 4, 3, 5. Okay, so yan yung moving average nyo. So yung T minus 1, that's your latest. The higher would be your N, the farther you get from the latest value. So T minus 2 mo is yung 3, and then T minus 3 mo is yung 4. Okay? Questions, clarifications? Or you want to have more examples of this? Hey. And then you are going to forecast the 10. So say for example, you have 100 here, and then 103, then 110, 105, 108, 118, 120, 125, 165, 100. Let's say some maybe I'd like us to do the M8, M82. Okay, M82 would be an average of this one. This one and that one. Okay. Makita niyo yung average niya 105, which is actually the average of 100. Maliliit ba? Maliit ba? Kaya natin ng konti. Yan. 101.5 is the midpoint of ignore error. 103 and 100. Okay? So, for MA2, what is this value? Sige daw. What do you think would be that value? Hindi ako marunong mag-subscript nito. Paano nga ulit subscript? Paano ulit yung subscript nito? Nakalimutan ko tuloy. Why? I don't know. Subscript ko lang ito dati. Hindi format sa subscript eh. Anyone has already a value for this? That's an average of 140 and 165, which is 152.5. Okay, are we good with this? We can have the 3. For the 3, the 10th year would be the average of the previous 3 years. Previous 3 years, right? Average. We'll have this one. And that one. It's 143. So, ganun lang yung ating mga moving average. We're good? Any questions on moving average? None?
Clear po.
Okay. Kaya meron tayong MA3 at saka MA5. Okay? You notice, the lower your moving average, it's more erratic. The higher your moving average is more centered. It's more flat. Okay? So, when you have lower value, MA3, moving average, or lower degree moving average, it follows more your data. Okay? Kasi MA1 is the actual, di ba? Actual data. So, the closer you are to MA1 or the actual data, MA1, bakit pa ako nag-MA1? The closer you are to the actual data, the more your moving average follows the behavior of your actual data. The farther you are, the more smoother will be the forecast. The forecast line, like your MA5, the orange one. Okay. So smoother means mas flatter siya, or shall we say hindi siya masyadong erratic. Okay. So there's also a weighted moving average. So there's a simple moving average and there's SMA, WMA. Simple moving average or SMA, and yours, WMA would be your weighted moving average. When do we apply a weighted moving average? We apply weighted moving average if you see that previous values differ in terms of their degree of influence to your forecast estimate. Meaning to say, previous values, not only previous value. Kasi moving average, diba, marami sila. So when you see that the T minus 1 is giving you a more weight or giving you more influence on your next period, then you're gonna give a bigger W or weight for the T minus 1. In case B, the biggest value or not the absolute value, if you can remember, is in Q1. So Q1 is basically T minus 4. Diba? So yung T minus 1 nun is yung Q4 ng year 1. So yung Q1 ng year 1 is the T minus 4. So actually, hindi siya weighted. So it's already 1.0 of the weights or 100% is actually given to Q1. So wala nang ibang pinaghugutan na ibang values. So hindi na siya moving average. So meaning to say, you pinpoint from your previous values, ano yung may mabigat na contribution dun sa gagawin mong forecast. So once you do that one, you are going to estimate, if not calculate, actually kina-calculate yung weights na yun. Sometimes we resort to probability. So the probability na ito yung magiging value nung ifo-forecast natin will depend on, say for example, mas malaki yung probability niya na ganun sa Q1 yung kanyang value instead of Q2, Q3 or Q4. So you're going to give 0.4 for Q1, 0.3 for Q2, and then ilan na yun? 0.4, so meron ka pang 0.4, no? So 0.3 for Q2, 2 for Q3, and another 0.2 for Q4. So all in all, these weights should total to 1.0 or 100%. So ganun yung weighted moving average natin. That's the idea of your WMA. Okay? So I hope you can clearly picture that one out. Let me have it here in my previous example. So for your WMA, Control C, Control V, let's have it as WMA3. However, I'd like to say it's going to be 0.5, 0.3, 0.2. Okay. So si previous period will have 0.5. Yung 2 periods away will have 0.3 and the 3 periods away will have 0.2. So you add all those weights, that will be 1. So what's our number 10? For your formula here, it's equal to 0.5 times this plus 0.3 times this plus 0.2 times this one. Okay, enter, that's your WMA3. So you see they differ already. For MA3, it's 143. For WMA3, it's going to be 144, which is higher than your simple SMA3. Okay? Kasi binigyan niya ng mas malaking weight yung 140 over the 125. So when you give bigger weight than that, siyempre, mas marami yung contribution ni 140 over 125. And then the 143 may hila siya. More so, pag binigyan natin ng mas malaking weight yung 165. If you are going to do that, change the weights, mas lalong lalaki yung iyong estimate, yung forecast mo. Okay? So, let's make this 0.3 and this one, make this one as 0.5. Okay? Have to copy this one. No. Cannot copy pala. Okay. So, 0.3 times this. 0.5 times this plus 0.2 times. Notice the change. It's going to be bigger. Diba? Kasi meron siyang mas malaking bias towards the bigger value. Okay, so I hope that's clear for your WMA. Do you have questions for the WMA?
Oh, sir, it always follows po na yung bigger percentage should be assigned on, or yung bigger weight should be assigned on yung pinaka-recent.
Depends on your observation, no? Kasi katulad nito, katulad ng case B natin, if you can remember, case B is not actually the pinaka-recent. Yung case B natin is 4. Hindi yung 90. So pagka mas malaki yung probability of having the same value as the Q1 of last year, you don't depend on Q4 of last year. Mas bigyan mo ng mas malaking weight yung Q1 of last year. Gets? So ganun siya. So depende dun sa, actually, 'di ba? Parang kumbaga, we still need our common sense. Common sense talaga. Kung actually hindi lang siya common sense, your trained or your experienced trained eye, tinitingnan natin yung structure ng data. You have to observe, you have to understand the structure of the data. So kung nakikita mo na mas malaki yung probability na mangyayari yung Q1, doon ka magbabase, doon mo siya bibigyan ng weight for the WMA, di ba? Tapos lesser probability na mangyayari si Q4, so mas less ang weight mo doon. So it boils down to the probability. Like if you are forecasting between risky assets and less risky assets, pagka mas malaki yung probability ng less risky asset, lagyan mo ng mas malaking weight doon. No? Or success and failure. To make an example, success or failure. Ano bang mas malaking probability if this is the business? If internet cafe ba ang gawin kong business, mas malaki ba yung probability na nagsasucceed siya or nag-fail siya? Okay? So, magsusurvey ka ngayon how many internet cafes ang nag-succeed. Out of 100, baka sabihin natin 60 ang nag-succeed. Okay, so that's good. So, 0.6 ang ibigay mong weight sa kanya. And then, for failure, it's 0.4. So, mga ganong klaseng mga diskarte sa buhay. Okay?
Yun yung application. Yes po.
Okay, so that's WMA. Ano pa ba yung isa? Exponential smoothing. The exponential smoothing will be using a smoothing constant, which is the alpha. So for exponential smoothing, yung alpha natin will just be ranging between 0.05 and 0.5. Hindi siya lumalampas ng 0.5. Technically and theoretically, ganun yung values niya. The low values of alpha, stable yung iyong more stable yung iyong data structure, yung data set mo. You use higher values of alpha if your data will have very erratic movements. So if your black line here has an erratic movement, it's better to use a higher level alpha than a lower level alpha. Pero pagka hindi naman erratic, more stable siya, you use a lower level of alpha because you will have lower error values of error. Pagka lower level alpha. Pagka higher level alpha, you will have higher level alpha pagka hindi erratic yun. Okay? So what's the formula of your exponential smoothing? It is ft minus 1 plus alpha times actual value, previous actual value minus ft minus 1. Okay, what is ft minus 1? Forecast for the previous period. T minus 1. Okay, forecast for the previous, or that's your previous period. And then your 80 minus 1, actual demand or sales for the previous period. So you are looking at forecast and actual. So in our case, it's 103 right here. This is your FP. That is going to be forecast of period 3. Wait lang. Nakalimutan yung formula ni exponential smoothing. Exponential smoothing FT 42 is right here. The forecast is 42. Okay, that's the previous, and this is the actual. Okay, so to get 41.8, that's 42 and 43. Okay. The exponential smoothing constant here is not, I'm not sure if it is 0.4 or 0.1. So I think we can explore this one. Say for example, what is your equation here? Kindly determine if it is 0.4 or 0.1. How did we get 41.8? So forecast is 42 minus, 42 plus 42 plus either 0.1 or 0.4. Okay. 42 plus either 0.1 or 0.4. Multiply that one with actual t minus 1. The actual t minus 1 is this one. 43 minus 42. Okay. So if it is 42, 43 minus 42 is 1. Multiplied it with 42. Bakit siya naging? So, ang na-minus dyan would be 0.2. 0.2. Let me check. And we can check the graphic. 42 tapos 41.8. 41.8 for 3. 41.8 for 3. I think it's 0.1 right there. For 4, almost 42 as well. Yeah, it's almost 42. It's really 40, it's 0.1. Ang ginamit niya ang exponential constant dito. It's 0.1. 40, ano, what is this? Let me check ha. Yung screen natin. Lagay natin dito. Let's have it here. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Your FP is basically FP is equal to 2 plus 0.1 times actual value of 43 minus 42. So if this is your formula, it's going to be 42 plus baka minus nga eh. I think it's minus. Sige daw. Plus 0.1 times minus siguro 42.1. Hindi ko na makuha tuloy.
Kuan, Dok.
Sige daw.
Katong, instead na katong 40, ganun mo, Dok, kay 43. Ay. Actual value.
Minus 1.
Yes, Dok, katong mismo sa katong value. Katong pag-forecast sa 41.8.
Yeah.
Ang formula kay 41.8 equals 42 plus alpha times 40 minus 42. Nakuha na kong 0.1, Dok.
Usab daw.
Same as himi po, Doc. Kwan siya.
Ah?
Kwan siya. Diba? F forecast is 42.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos, plus 0.1 as the given alpha. Then, multiplied it to 40 minus 42 po.
Kasi 80 minus 1 pala yun.
Actual kasi.
Yeah.
Ang actual is 40,
Yeah.
then minus 40.
Right. It's not 43. Tama. It's 40. Right. Yun ang mali ko. Yung 80 minus 1 pala yun. It's not just 80. 80 na kasi ang tinitina ko. Right. Kasi 80 minus 1. No? Yan, 80 minus 1. So that's the previous actual pala. Okay. Yan yung kanyang mali. So it's 40. Right. So makukuha mo ngayon yan. So it's going to be negative 2 right here. Kaya minus 2 siya. So 41.8. Tama. Thank you for that. Oops. Clarifications? So remaining yun na. So ang kanina na hindi ko ma-imagine kung bakit hindi siya 41.8 because of the 80 minus 1. I was not aware na 80 minus 1 pala yun. I was using the 80. So may sub 1 pa siya. Minus 1 siya. Okay? So yun siya. Yun ang yung exponential smoothing. So 0.1 ang ginamit, right? So the orange one. Okay? So you have 3 averaging techniques here, the SMA, WMA, and you also have the exponential smoothing. So your exponential smoothing will vary in terms of your alpha. WMA will vary in terms of your weights. Okay? Depending sa inyong bias, kung paano nyo tinitingnan at saka ini-evaluate yung inyong structure ng data. So, meaning to say, what's important here is that you have a trained eye. Iti-train ninyo yung eyes ninyo, yung inyong judgment in terms of your knowledge about the structure of the data, the behavior of the data. So, hindi lang siya basta-basta because you have to be aware na kung ganyan yung structure ng data ko, dapat may mga ganito siyang components. Ang weights nito, ganyan. If you're going to use WMA, or if it is very erratic, you'll be using a higher level alpha if it is exponential smoothing. So, given that, meron tayong mga measures of accuracy. Dito natin ngayon mapapatunayan kung tama pa yung ating hinala na exponential smoothing gawin natin or WMA ang gawin natin. So mamimili kayo ngayon if you are going to use SMA, WMA, or exponential smoothing. Take away the naive forecasting. Or if you want, yung apat ang piliin ninyo, i-evaluate nyo ngayon kung anong mas magandang model. The naive, the SMA, WMA, or the exponential smoothing. So yan yung formula natin for MAD, MSE, and MAPE. Just follow the formula, you'll arrive at these values. Okay, sa MAD, MSE, and MAPE. Mean absolute deviation, mean squared error, and you have your MAPE as the mean, average, what's MAPE again? Percent error.
Mean average percentage, absolute percent error.
Yeah, yun. Mean average, mean absolute percent
Mean
error
absolute.
or average. Yeah, mean absolute or average absolute percent error. Sinasabi ni MAPE. Okay, I think that's your what is this? We go back to
Yung kasi
Go ahead.
yung sa exponential smoothing po, yung anong tawag doon, yung sa first column po, sa forecast niya is 0.1 yan lahat ang kanyang alpha.
0.1 lahat yan. 0.1 lahat yan.
Okay.
So kung magpo-0.4 ka, meaning to say, isa-subscript or i-enclose mo yung 0.4 na alpha. Alpha equals to 0.4. ES, alpha is equal to 0.1. This one, right here. This is alpha
Ano ganun yung difference ng 0.4 tsaka 0.1, Doc?
Depending on the structure of your data, pagka erratic siya, you follow the 0.4, the higher level. Pwede mo rin siya i-test sa 0.3. Actually, it's an infinite number between 0.5 and 0.5, di ba? Statistically speaking, you cannot fathom the entire yung mga mathematics dyan, alam niyo yan, that's a maraming values between 0.05 and 0.5. So you can have the 0.4 or 0.41, 0.42, 0.421, 0.4215, and so on and so forth, depending on if you want really to arrive at a better measurement. So, nasa sa inyo kung paano nyo diskartehan yun. Okay? So that is exponential smoothing. So, tana na siya mag sa atong measures of accuracy, which is your error. Okay? So, you have 3 measures of accuracy here. Ideally, dapat mas mababa sila lahat kumpara sa iba. And then that forecasting technique is better than the rest, the others. Right? I'll be discussing this one next meeting in our face-to-face succeeding slides.
Okay.
I think this is already open. Is it already open? The exercise 1? Yeah. Select a set of quantitative data to forecast. Prepare a 6-slide presentation of your work. Why 6? because there are 6 sections for your steps in forecasting. Remember your slide number 1, your module number 1. I have introduced to you the different steps in forecasting. Yun lang yung kailangan yung present. The order of your presentation will be determined at random and on the spot during our face-to-face meeting on the 18th of February. So everybody will have that excitement in you. Everybody will be prepared during that time. Okay, please upload your link where you and I can only access in our Dropbox. On or before the 12 noon of Friday, I think that's Friday, so I can still have time to also review that one. All right? So, ganun lang siya. So, the data set, kayo nang bahala dyan. It's your call. It's your choice. Any clarifications for exercise number 1?
Oh, good morning.
Yes, Sir Jonathan, go ahead.
Doc, is there a requirement on the number of data points, like monthly, weekly, yearly?
I don't like to require at this point because I wanted you to see for yourself yung weaknesses or yung consequence ng inyong choice if you're going to choose more or less data points, di ba? So we will learn those things later on as we can see your work, right?
Thank you, Doc.
Sige.
AES dahil gusto ang masiyasan ng pagsunod sa ating pamahalaan patay sa ASEAN Corporate Governance Forums. Kaya kami ng pagkakul
Okay. Any more? So, if there's no other questions, I'll stop here. I'll give you the remaining time for you to perform the activity. Okay?
Okay daw.
Okay. Sige. Ganito na lang. Let's not have the plenary. Instead, just upload it. I'm going to email or to communicate with you one by one na lang, ha? During the, kasi parang kulang na yata yung time. Right? Parang 1.5 hours na lang tayo.
Yes po.
Yeah, sige. So, ganun na lang. So, I'll just review your work in the uploaded link. Tapos, pagka meron akong nakita kailangan yung i-improve, then you can improve on that. Mag-communicate lang ako sa before your presentation on next Saturday. Okay, so that would be all. Goodbye, everyone. See you
Bye,
next
Doc.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Bye, Doc. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.